Aha, there we go. Everything's working like it's supposed to. Recording's going good. How are you guys doing today? What is up? Welcome to the EnfoCast, episode dos. I guess we're recording on what? Monday. It's the 7th? Jesus Christ. It goes by too fast. But this will probably be out for you, people on the YouTube and SoundCloud land. It should be coming out on Thursday the 10th. Anywho, what's up? How's it going? I've been away. I missed last week. I'm sorry. Apologize. But I've been a little busy. But hopefully that's that. No, I don't have to miss another week. And these will keep coming out on Thursday, or I'll keep recording them / streaming them on Thursdays. So if you're trying to keep up with me, then Thursday on to twitch.tv/infojoe with an E. Yeah, that's how you do it. There's some random crap that's been going on the past couple of days in terms of gaming. Oh boy. Well, let's start off on a good note. Let's not start off shitting on shit. Game I've been talking about for the past couple of weeks, Hellblade. It's finally coming out. Comes out tomorrow, August 8th. And looks sick. If you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. It's pretty fucking cool. Normally, I look at games like that and I go, oh, okay, well, you just got a normal single player hack and slash. Who cares about that, right? But it actually looks pretty cool. It genuinely looks like a decent title that isn't gonna suck. I was kind of concerned at first because they were kind of selling it as this whole oh, it's all about your internal struggles, and you and she's got to overcome that and all that stuff. And it's I get that there's a place for those kind of games, which I'm going to talk a little bit about that afterwards too, because there's these two articles that were literally contradicting each other from this one gaming site. But yeah, I was initially thinking that was the case, and then after looking at the gameplay, I'm like, okay, no, this is going to be sick. But back what I was talking about before about when this news article, should I say who it's from? Because I like some of their stuff sometimes. I don't want to shit on them. It's just this seems to be a running I guess thought narrative for a lot of people when it comes to games, and it confused me at first, then it angered me, and now I kind of get it, but at the same time I don't understand how there's not a vocal opposition to it, or at least a vocal opposite. I don't know. Nobody seems to talk about this. So the thing that drove me nuts was I saw on this website they had two articles. The first article said why Legend of Zelda was super overrated. The game wasn't even that good. It was okay. It was great. And then not even that much further down the page, then it had that dating sim game that was on Steam. God, what was it? Dating Daddy? Dating Daddy? Let me check it. I want to make sure I get it right. I'm pretty sure it's Dream Daddy. That's what it's called. It's called Dream Daddy. It was a dating sim where you played as a dad who has a daughter who your wife or husband died, and you kind of moved to a new place and you're going through the dating sim. But immediately in this article, they're this was the best game of the year. So good, it's so good. It's the perfect game. Everyone can play, and I'm just you guys realize it's a dating sim, right? This. I don't know. It frustrates me when I see. I love indie games. Don't get me wrong. I was talking about I think a couple weeks ago we were going through and playing some games, and I was talking about a game called Angel Fall First. Great looking game. What I don't like is when games that are essentially the same thing that we've already had get what I would consider, what I would call, and it's my opinion, so it's mine, you keep it. Get undeserved praise So much so that like it's meant to like overshadow games that like took hours, years of development. And you're talking about a game that uses still frame sprites and text, and you're calling that the game of the year. Like, that's the game that's great. And then you have the nerve in the same like page to say that like arguably one of the best games of all time that came out earlier this same year was overrated. And it's like, maybe you didn't like it. I know, and that may be is two different authors, so like you have two different opinions there. And maybe you didn't like it, or maybe you really fucking loved Dream Daddy. What I think sucks is like there's never a voice that goes, oh well, here's what's cool about this game. Here's what's cool about this game. If you like this game, you'll probably like this game. If you know, like that never happens. Like it seems to be like this, just like overwhelming, just like push. Like when Undertale came out, and it was just like, what is this? Like I understand, like they were trying to do something different with not a lot, like having the ability to not attack or fight any enemy. That, I mean, in a sense, that's kind of cool. But what frustrates me the most is the fact that those games, that premise, that thing of like, oh well, you didn't have to fight anybody. You could talk your way out of any interaction. You could do that with a game that looks better. I think this is a kind of like a thing that I've talked about before, but I just haven't really talked about it in depth. So I'm talking about it now. Okay, all right, deal with it. Yeah, like it's just like the Unreal Engine is free. I have it downloaded on my computer. I am not a game designer, but I can fiddle around with it, have fun. I imagine that somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing can make, well, not even imagine, I've seen it. Like, I've seen games made with that engine that's, like, beautiful, and they have good stories, like, and I'm not saying the graphics are the most important thing in the world, but at the same time, like, I don't know. It's like, it seems like over time, graphics are becoming shit on. Like it's becoming like it's like the redheaded stepchild. Like nobody seems to give a shit when it's very important. Like it's what immerses you into a game a lot of times. Sure, you can do that by the story and very good story writing, but 9 times out of 10 you're not going to get that from video games unless you're playing like a Telltale game or something like that. But man, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating to see like people just like shit on like really, really good work. It's weird. I don't like it. I was trying to remember what there was another thing. Oh yeah, and then it's like you have like things like where we get reboots and remasters, which there's nothing wrong with those, but it's annoying when we get so many of those. Like especially right now, like there's not a lot of titles coming out. Well, there's about to be a dump of them coming out now, but like the past couple of months, we had nothing. Like we got a bunch of betas and like like a bunch of indie games, which personally I thank indie games for that. Like and if a good developer, like a good developing studio, I would imagine that it would be very wise of them to release games in a window like that when the AAA companies are just like, yeah, no, you get some DLC, you get a remake or something. We'll throw you a Call of Duty remaster or something like that, but or like a new update or whatever. It would be wise of them to use that time and dump their games, but it seems like nobody really does, or at least nothing that really like piques my interest. Like I've been scouring the Steam store for like a long time now. It ended up forcing me to get back into Wildlands, which I kind of like. I'm glad that happened because I actually really enjoy that game. It's a lot of fun. I'm glad that they have PvP coming. That'd be really cool. But yeah, kind of weird, if I may say so. That there's just never any praise for pushing boundaries, and it could be the case that there's not a lot of games that do that. Like if you look at the past couple of games, like you have Warframe, they had some FaceTime during the Game Awards. You have Destiny 2 being announced. You have what was the new game? What was the game that came out? Well, I mean, you can say the Ghost Recon's PvP. It's not really a new game, but you have that. But these games are similar. They're similar a lot, and that's what I remember somebody telling me that they weren't super stoked about. There was some game that I was super hyped about, and they were talking about it. But I think it might have been Destiny 2. They were like, I'm not super stoked about it because it's something that I've already experienced. Like, I've already played that game. And I get that moment a lot where it's like, I'm looking through the store and all these things are like rated super positive, and I'm just like, I've done that. That's Rust. Say Fortnite is a good example of that, where it's like I got the game and I'm just like, I've played that. I've done that. Like I played Ark, so I've played Fortnite. So I don't know. I understand there's like some differences in the gameplay, like little differences, but it feels so similar, and you're doing the same thing over and over. So that stuff kind of gets old. That being said, every now and then there's games that maybe it's enough things that are different, or maybe it's the look of it that is super immersive that will pull me in. And there's a game that I just saw official gameplay trailer for it. I'm going to pull it up for you guys. Like I have Fortnite, actually let me explain that. Fuego Slush, in my Twitch chat says, I see what you're saying, but Fortnite is an exception for me. I really enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I don't not have fun. It's not that when I play the game, I'm like, fuck this game. No, it's not that. It's more so of like all the sensations that it's trying to, all the emotions that it's trying to invoke in me of like, oh, you built a base and you survived and you did all this. I'm like, I did that in Minecraft. I got that emotion already. I did it. What is good about that game is the multiplayer aspect, and that I love. I love playing that game with my friends. It's a lot of fun. Just like fucking around with Fallen and Havoc. It's pretty fun. I love it. That side of it. I think that's the case for any multiplayer game, which I picked up a new one, which I think I'm going to do a couple giveaways for because it's fucking amazing. It came out today. I just bought it. It's called Party Panic. Holy shit, it looks fun. Like, it reminds me of... oh, shit. It reminds me of Gang Beast, but like a party mode. It's like Gang Beast or Move and Die, like squished together. It looks... Oh, my God. It's only like 12 something right now, so I'm thinking I'm gonna buy a couple. I'm gonna buy a couple copies and then do some giveaways. Hopefully, some people pick it up. We can do some streams of it. I think it's gonna be a blast. I think it just looks like a lot of fun. I love like good party games too. But like I was saying, there's a game called Survive the Nights that there was an official gameplay trailer that came out, and I'm gonna play it for you guys. So I guess it's done by a company named A to Z Interactive. Let me turn my speakers down so you guys don't get blasted away. And of course, my fucking thing is killing me. But it looks like it starts off kind of like your average resource management game where you gotta cut down the trees and chop up the stuff. But then the intricacies, like, I mean, you've got shit like this. I mean, we've had that from PlayerUnknown, but shit like that. Like shit like just having to bash a door in by like hitting handles, very intricate stuff. That's the kind of stuff that for me I go, oh, okay. Having a mental state thing for a first person game, vehicles which are cool that you can store shit in. You don't have to build a base, like you can just kind of be out in the open. You can team up with people. Like it looks very interesting, and at least it's got my attention. And it obviously does have the zombies thing, which I feel like there has to be a better way to do zombies. If it were me, what I would do is build a game like this, but instead of zombies, just make them normal people, regular NPCs, like bad NPCs. You can make them like, I don't know, like bandits or whatever. Like it doesn't always need to be a fucking. I understand zombies are easy. They're slow moving. You don't have to really program a lot of AI. Like they can be satisfying to kill. Like it's like I get it. I get the ease factor. But what frustrates me is like you got DayZ, you got H1Z1. There's so many games that you can do that with. But the whole like intricacy of this game seems very 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 interesting. It's at least piqued my attention. I would say that there's a lot of ways that they could fuck this up. For sure. They have the whole thing from Dying Light where during the day the zombies are a little bit more docile, and then at night they're really aggressive and they'll like try to get into your house if you got like lights and whatnot on and all that stuff, or you're making a lot of noise. This is really cool too, where like you down to like where the nails are put into the board. It's very fucking intricate. I don't know. Maybe my hype radar is off the fucking rails, but I'm intrigued, to say the least. But I don't know. it looks cool. I'm pretty. I don't know. Curious to see what you guys think about that game. It might be something worth picking up. There was some other game that was coming out too. Oh yeah, you got they showed off some new stuff for the Monster Hunter for PC, and then they also just showed off some new stuff for Monster Hunter 20. I'm assuming that's what it is. It's called Monster Hunter XX, so I'm assuming it's 20. Which, if that's the case, would be crazy because I didn't realize there were that many Monster Hunter games. But, I don't know. Curious about that. I wonder if the two games will have any like interactivity between the two. That'd be nice. As an owner of a Switch, I probably will have to buy that. Well, that and Pokken. The thing that's driving me nuts about this goddamn system is I bought this system for ARMS and Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers doesn't have a fucking date. ARMS has died, essentially, which I'm probably going to trade that back in pretty soon. No one seems to be playing it, so But, I don't know. It sucks, because I kind of, like, I got it. Obviously, I bought Zelda when it first came out, because you didn't have any other choice. There wasn't really anything else worth buying. ARMS is pretty dead, man. Yeah, it's kind of, it's sad. Like, there's a community online of people that, like, are really super hardcore and, like, in it. But as far as a commercial success, it didn't do that well, which is really disappointing because I really like that game. I really enjoy that game. It's fun. But I also have to concede the fact that I get it. That game is really boring to watch. Like, other than tournaments, like just watching a dude play or watching a dude practice, that's fucking boring. It's boring. It's like golf. Like, I played a lot of golf when I was in high school. And I enjoyed playing it, but I would never watch it. Like, it's the worst. Like, I would watch, like, when big guys were playing, like, just more so of a learning thing, like where I would watch like how they swung and all that stuff. But I don't know, like that was a game that for me was very fun to play, but fucking brutal to watch. So I get how ARMS can be that. Like it's you're punching and punching, and then you punch some more and then punch. It's only entertaining if you understand the very intricacies of like dodging and like blocking and like going for grabs and like setting up like guaranteed grabs and like I don't know. Fun game. But as of right now, there's really not many games on the Switch for me to pick up. That's the only reason I really haven't traded in. And I may not trade it in. Maybe I'll stick with it for a little bit longer and see what happens. I'm excited for the new Fire Emblem Warrior game. That looks cool. I didn't play Hyrule Warriors. I didn't play the Monster Hunter... Oh, no, Dragon Quest Warriors? Or was it Dragon... Yeah, I think it was Dragon Quest Warriors. I didn't pick those up. I don't know. Fago Slush is really upset they haven't tried to at least port Super Mario Maker or Smash. Mario Maker's more of a surprise to me than Smash Brothers. As much as I want Smash Brothers to come out, I 100% understand why it hasn't. Like, it makes sense. Like, Nintendo has done this for every system. Smash Brothers for them is like, it's not quite on the same tier as the Final Fantasy VII like remake announcement thing that Sony did, where they were like, "Oh shit, Xbox One, fuck, we gotta break the glass, like break the emergency glass, like Final Fantasy VII, you wanted it, here we go, we got it." It was like, but you didn't show any gameplay because we haven't started working on it yet, but we're gonna give it to you, I promise. Like we got it. But I feel like Smash Brothers is that for Nintendo. Like they know the ridiculously huge player base for that game. So that when that game releases, I almost feel like that's a game that releases when they have a slow couple of months, and they're like, "Well, we could keep risking it and trying some new stuff, or we could just release Smash Brothers." And yeah, we'll just do that, and we'll make a fuck ton of money. But I don't know. Like as far as Mario Maker, that makes no sense to me. Like it's also in the same realm of why the 3DS and 2DS XL and all that nonsense are still getting like titles that the Switch isn't, which that's stupid. That is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. It frustrates me to no end because you just as a consumer, you just asked me, "Hey dude, you like the Wii U?" Oh no, you didn't like that. Okay. Not a lot of people liked it. It's okay. Well, we got a new system coming, okay? And we want you to spend $300 on that system. I know. It's not cheap. It's okay. But if you spend the $300, We know we're gonna make some real cool games. It'll be great. We're Nintendo. It was like, we're your best boy. We've been friends for years. Just spend the 360, because that's the only, you're gonna buy Legend of Zelda. We know you're gonna buy it, but spend the $360, and I got you. We'll get you on the next round. We're gonna get you some new games. And as all of the Switch owners have bought this damn thing, we fucking dropped the 300, and we got nothing. Like right now, it's just a bunch of like fucking digital games. It's like. I ended up buying that one garbage game. It's not garbage. It's fun. It reminds me of F-Zero. It's like Fast RMX or something like that. It's not a terrible game. I want to say it was $20. Yeah, I think it was $20. But it's just like, that's not what this system was for me. This system was like, I get to play Skyrim on the plane because I travel a lot. Like I get to play, like it was just like they did the Zelda launch, and then they just kind of like, it's fucking annoying. Like, oh no, they wanted you to have the system in hand. See, you tricked them. Okay, before I get on to Capcom. So Fuego Slush says, can't believe they didn't release a basic Mario game. They had one, this Odyssey. Oh, they knew what they were doing. They were like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna release the system. We're gonna give them Zelda. Just give them Zelda. Just give them out of the gate. Just make sure they get it. Okay. Then we know in the holidays we got some in the back. Hey, you still got those switches back there? Yep. Okay. So we got some in the back, and we're gonna save those, and then in December we're gonna get them. November, around Black Friday, we're gonna get them. We're gonna say, okay, here's a Switch bundle with Mario Odyssey. We got like 1,500 of them. Go. And then just like I honestly think that's what their plan was. Like they were like, we'll give them Zelda. And they were like, that's a strong enough launch title, which it was. It's just they kind of rested on that for way too long. And we're just counting on people not throwing the system away until Mario Odyssey came out, and then they drop another bomb. Like, I think it's like, you got Zelda, then in this mid-gap, we're going to get a Pokemon game. Pokemon game. I'm going to buy that. Pokemon looks good. And then you get Pikmin. And then after that, you get Mario. So it's like, I think they knew. I think they just kind of had the carrot in front of you so that you held on to the system. But Fuego Slush was like, fuck that. Getting rid of this shit. But anyway, drama time. Capcom. Let me tell you. Oh, boy. All right. You thought the Skyrim modders were bad? You thought that Bethesda had to drop the hammer on some people? Let me tell you, Capcom doesn't fuck around, okay? So apparently there was a bunch of people that would mod Street Fighter V, which, by the way, I find that interesting due to the fact that Street Fighter V was not a successful game. Like, there's not a lot of people playing Street Fighter compared to like some of the other fighting games right now. But I digress. Like, but there are two in particular. Let me see if I can get the dudes' names. So what these dudes did, let me tell you, shit's cool. Like, they did a great job. I'm gonna see if I can pull this over here too, so you guys can see it. I'm gonna delete this. Whatever. Come on, stop fucking around. There you go. All right. So what these dudes, and their infinite wisdom, just the smartest dudes, so smart. What they, oh come on, don't do this to me. Okay, that thing goes away. What they did was they decided we're gonna mod a bunch of different characters into the Street Fighter. We're gonna use assets from other companies. Gonna put I forget her name, but the chick from Nier. We're gonna throw her in there. People are gonna love it. We're gonna make nude mods. It's gonna be great. We're gonna make nude mods. You can play as Chun-Li butt naked. It'll be great. Everybody will love it. It's so good. We're just gonna be great. Penises flying around. It's good times. We're gonna make them, and then here's what else we're gonna do, because we're real smart boys. We're gonna go ahead and make those mods, and then let's go ahead and have a fucking Patreon page for people to spend money to help us develop the mods. Oh, what's that? We don't own the property. We don't have the rights to use any of these assets. No, just go ahead and do it anyway. So Capcom was just like, yeah, that's illegal. You can't do that shit. And they fucking dropped they sent them a DMCA, which is just basically a cease and desist. So they were like, "Hey, you can't do that." Surprise! There's laws and shit. You can't just fucking. They did Tomb Raider. They did messed up Metal Gear. They just grab ass. The thing that I find so funny about this, and the reason why I kind of like I know some people on one side are going, "Oh, well, it doesn't hurt anybody. Like it doesn't mess with the balance of the game. When you play it online, like your opponent sees the actual normal character. Like all of the mods are on your system. So anything that would be different is something that you would see, not your opponent. So it doesn't really give you any advantage or like in fighting or anything like that. It was just basically cosmetics. Which even that's the case, because I think there was a whole thing about GTA not that long ago with this stuff too. But they were like, "Oh, well, it's not hurting anybody. Why you gotta be mean guy, Capcom?" Well, first off, any mods that they did with Capcom property, let's call myself Legal Joe real quick, explain some shit. So any mods that they say they change colors of the character's clothing. Say they didn't do is the crazy cool stuff that they did with I really need to remember her name. I know there's like a number in it, but I forget what it's called. It's been so long since I've looked at that game. But the chick from Nier, say it was just Capcom Street Fighter characters. Well, again, we have the problem where those are not their property to make money off of. Those aren't even their property to make like fiddle around with in the first place. But even that, like, I can see how Capcom can go, okay, well, they're just doing this shit for fun. Who cares? But the moment you start adding money to the situation, then Capcom has to go, okay, if we don't do this, in legal terms, what that will do is basically set a precedence. And what will happen is, later down the line, somebody will make something that is game breaking. And if they try to take them to court for it, that dude, their attorney, if he's smart, will go, hey, remember those two guys that were doing those other mods that you guys just kind of let them do their thing? You didn't go after them. It seems like you shouldn't be going after us. And that could be messy. So for Capcom's sake, I understand why they would just go, fuck you guys, stop. Same reason why Nintendo does that all the time. Like people, like there was the Pokemon, what was it called? Was it called Emerald? Yeah, I think it was Pokemon Emerald. Like, it was a fan project. There's even a fan project now, I think, for Sonic. I don't know if you played the old school Sonic Adventure. They had the Chow garden where you could like raise a little Chow. Well, they're adding like a fan made thing is just doing that. Like they're just making that. I'm just like, I get it. If you want to do that and just release it for your friends or for people to play, good job. You go nuts, man. You do your thing. The moment you start trying to get money out of it, it's just like, what did you think was going to happen? I have zero sympathy for anybody that does that. It's just like, it's fun. Like there was a game that was Pokemon Generations, I think is what it's called. Really cool looking game. It's the way I want Pokemon to be, where it's not like a turn-based thing. Where let me see if I can find the video for that game. It was probably one of the coolest looking Pokemon games. Pokemon Generations. Yeah. Oh shit. Was that a fucking TV show? No, the game. No, the game. God damn it. Is it, maybe that was their pro play. Yeah, they did. Okay. Nintendo is not dumb. Like, holy shit, that's pretty smart. So what they did was, all right, so the fan-made game was called Pokemon Generations. So Nintendo was like, "Oh, okay. You guys thought you could get away with that? Well, let's go ahead and make a new anime called Pokemon Generations. We'll copyright it." Oh, you guys didn't copyright it? I guess you got to change your name, huh? Like, but I don't know. That's smart to me. But anyway, the game was Jesus Christ. All right. So the game was Let me pop it over here. Get past all that shit. So this was the game. It was like actual attacks and like moving and dodging, like for combat. Fucking genius. This is the Pokemon game I want to play. He just killed that fucking Nidoran. Holy shit. Shit was graphic. Peter didn't see this? And you had to actually like walk around. That's a terrible attack. It takes 7 years. But yeah, like, it looks fucking cool. Like, honestly, if they're still working on this, I will get this. It's really fun. It's really cool looking. But it's really also really loud. Holy shit. But yeah, like, that's the way I want Pokemon to go. I know it's not going to do that. I know Nintendo is never going to do that. But I think that this to me is the future of Pokemon. But they fucking immediately shut this shit down too, because they started taking money in. And it's just like, I get it as a you're making a fan project. It takes time, it takes energy. You want to try to make something from it, so that you're just not like going through each day trying to like piece this thing together from like assets that aren't yours and like trying to find stuff. I get that, but at the end of the day, you don't own it. So when you start making money and the company comes knocking at your door, I'm sorry, like that's life. Anywho, oh shit, I didn't mean to start the video. Goddamn, stop it. Pause it. Go away. Yeah, I don't know. People like that get upset about that. I find that very funny. Oh, how could I forget? People would be fucking stoning me in the streets if I forgot to talk about this shit. Okay, so you remember that game that I love so much? It was called Shadow of War, Middle Earth. Great game, or Shadow of Mordor, Middle Earth. A great game, phenomenal game, real cool, real good. I got a sequel coming out, and every time a new game comes out, and the way they announced this was pretty stupid. Their marketing team fucked up real bad. Stoning me in the streets. They fucking kill me. It's like, do you live in the Middle East or do you live in Florida? Yeah, so they announced, obviously we knew Shadow of War was coming out. We're like, yay, new Middle Earth game is going to be awesome. Real good times. Then they were like, hey guys, you remember that Sims game that you hated because it was always online? Well, we're going to do the same thing. Like, this is how they released information. They were just like, hey, we're only going to allow you to you have to be connected online to play the game. And then people were like, oh, shit, okay, what the fuck, why? Like, it's a single-player game. It's like, that's the surprise, guys. See, we got a multiplayer leaderboard. You can look online. People will be great. You can play and check out what Timmy Boy is doing over there. See his progress in the game. It'll be real cool. And people went like, if you're fucking telling me I have to always be online because I get to look at Timmy's fucking progress in the game, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And they go, no, we're not done. We got more stuff. We got a mode we stole straight from Kojima. We were like, oh, you remember how they had the mother base thing in Phantom Pain? Yeah, we're gonna do that too. So you can have like keeps in the game, which that is in a concept is smart. That's cool, and I'm super stoked because I didn't really get on the jump on the bus for that for Metal Gear Solid 5, and I jumped on it way too late, and now nobody's fucking playing that game online. But I'm going to be doing that for Shadow of War. That's going to be so much fun. And they were like, yep, we got this mode. You can go and challenge your friends' bases, and if you take them, you can kill them, and you'll take the base. Also, by the way, when you do this stuff online, if you take any of the people that you've earned in the story player mode, like all the Urukai or Orcs or whatever that you have with you, you can have them come and help you raid the base and everything. But if they die for real. Like, they die in the game, you don't get them anymore. And people were like, I mean, that's kind of cool, man. That's no problem. I mean, that's cool. You that's real cool. You added that to the thing. Gives you a little bit of like Fire Emblem, kind of intense, kind of weighty life decisions. You don't want to use your best dude because you're afraid he might get fucking bodied in the war, and then you lose your best fucking dude. That would suck. Then they were like, on the tail end of all of that, they were just like, by the way, we got microtransactions. And I was like, what? Yeah, we got microtransactions. What? We got loot crates. You can buy them with real money. People lost their fucking minds. They're like, holy shit, they're doing it again. Ubisoft, or is it Ubisoft that fucking? No, I don't think Ubisoft makes that game. Oh yeah, no, I think it is Ubisoft. Pretty sure Ubisoft makes that game. It's like, Ubisoft, fucking, you guys, all you care about is the money. They're like, no, you can earn all the stuff in game too. It'll be great. You can earn all the same thing. You don't have to spend money. But here's the problem, and here's the two sides of the kind of the argument, or two camps. You have a side of people that don't want to spend money in a game ever. And that's fair. They want to be, whether it's for the reason of, you want the satisfaction of actually earning all of the things through the game, or B, you maybe don't have the money to spend on the extra shit in the game. Then there's the other side of people. Some call them whales. They like to just dump money into games. I kind of fall in between there. Like, there's certain games that, like, whether it's free to play or not, like, there's certain games that if I'm still playing this game and it's years out from when it came out and I'm still enjoying it, then yeah, I'm going to throw the developers, the fucking publishers, whoever, money, because I'm still enjoying this thing that I spent $60 on or maybe $40 on years ago. The problem here is the fact that on launch of the game, you're going to have some people who just have an extra couple hundred, maybe $1,000 floating in their pocket. And they're going to be able to just say, okay, fuck it all. I'm going to spend all my money. I'm going to get the best keep in the fucking game. And as of right now, we don't know whether or not you will know how advanced your enemy's keep is that you're attacking. So you take your best dudes out there, and homeboy spent like $2,500, and you just lose all of your fucking best guys. And you had no way of, like, they had a presser, and in the presser, when they tried to respond to some of the backlash from this, they did not say whether or not you're going to know how strong the keep is going to be before you attack it. So I can see the complaint. I get it. But at the same time, it's an optional game mode that you don't need to play. Honestly, I think it's mostly for people who are getting in on the ground floor. I think if you're intending on one, or if you're going to be one of the people that are going to go, oh, well, I'm not sure whether or not this game is going to be like really good, I'll wait and see some reviews or whatever, and then I'll buy it. Then maybe this mode is not for you, because you're going to have to, like, in order to compete, even with the dude that drops like whatever amounts of money to have the best shit for his keep, you're going to need to be playing from the day one. Like, you're just going to need to have, you may need to grind a little bit. I imagine there's a little bit of that, because you can you can just grind in game, get the currency, and then get the loot. Is it loot crates? Loot chests, I think is what they're calling it. Loot chests. You get the loot chests. And what the loot chests have in them is pretty nuts. Like, they have like, let me see. There's a picture of it. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, so you can unlock units. You can unlock, I forget I think they're called generals, I think. Wait, are you still talking about Mordor? Yep, I am still talking about Mordor. Like, this game, like, so it has a new multiplayer mode. So you can unlock generals and stuff from the loot chests. There's chances. It's not like a guaranteed thing. So that's another reason that people are pretty upset about, is like, you could just get really lucky and get like these obscenely like this dude legendary, like a legendary general, and just fucking go to town on people and just body them. And I get that. Like, I understand why people would be a little apprehensive about that. But it is kind of like Fortnite. It is very similar to Fortnite. I don't know. Like, for me, it doesn't bother me. I was planning on buying this game anyway. I honestly need to sit down and just finish it on stream. I haven't been playing it really off stream that often. But I enjoyed the game. The only thing that sucks is the more I play Shadow of Mordor, the more I think I may not really enjoy Shadow of War in the combat realm. But it looks like they've upgraded some stuff, and it looks pretty cool. So I'm hoping it'll be great. But yeah, I mean, I'm curious as to what people think about this. I feel like the whole microtransaction debate is stupid. Like, 9 times out of 10, here's where I'm coming from with that. It's, if they make a game where where a person can dump microtransactions into the game and just be the end all beat all, like, just win, no one's going to play that game, right? So that means that a developer will not do that. Like, they have no incentive to do that. They won't make a lot of money by doing that. What's going to happen is you're going to get the whales. They're going to buy, like, they're going to spend the cash. They're going to fucking, yeah, I got all this shit. I'm the best, man. I'm so good. But they won't have anyone to fight, because all the people who are not going to spend the money, they're not going to sit there and keep trying to fight this dude who's obscenely overpowered. So there's no economy there. So it's in their interest to make this system a way that it's at least fair to a sense. Like, this, I don't think is going to break the game. I don't think there's going to be like any big problem with this at all. Like, they can have my $45, because I'm an Amazon Prime member, and I don't have to spend full $60 on games. But they can take my money. I'm gonna buy the game. I don't think that this, and I'm gonna really enjoy this mode. That's another thing. It's like it is optional. You don't have to do it, but for me, that I'm sold. Like I love when like there's like multiplayer kind of things like that. Only thing that sucks is they don't have it. From what they said, it doesn't seem like there's a way for you to what's the word? To defend your base. It seems as though you set up your general, you set up your troops and like all whatever like specialty things you want to do at your keep, and then your opponent can just battle it. And then it's all up to AI, which I don't like that. I would prefer that if a battle's going on, I have the ability, like I would get like an alert and I go, oh, somebody's trying to attack my keep. Let me just drop into that battle and be able to fight. I think that would be really cool. I think it would be cool if the option is there where like your units can fight, but if you just so happen to be at home and dude bro decides he's going to roll up at your keep and like try to kill all take your shit, I think it would be cool if you had the ability to hop into the fight and then he'd be like, oh shit, fucking Joe got home. He's going to fuck my shit up. But I don't know. It seems very similar to Fortnite. My only thing with Fortnite is the recipe per. I wish there was a term for this. I think it was Cliff Blazinski that coined it, but it was something to the effect of excitement per minute in Fortnite is not enough for me. It seems as though like because what you do is you go to a instance. And let's assume that it's one of the instances where you have to save some survivors. You wander the place, you find some survivors. Oh, you found the little thing that you have to build around to protect. You set that up. You build around it. Zombies come at you. You shoot the zombies for 15 minutes. You kill the zombies. You win. And then you go back to base. Look at all your upgrades that you just got from your piñata. And then you go out. And then say it's the thing where you get the blue goo and you have to put it in the van. You do the blue goo. Put the blue goo in the van, and then you build a base, and then zombies come at you, and you defend the zombies for 15 minutes, and then you win. I'm sorry, I'm not. Don't. Okay, Fuego Slush says, "Dang, you're making me regret my purchase." I'm not. Don't do that. This is my opinion. This is how I feel about the game. And I assure you that I will still stream the game because I have a lot of friends that are playing the game and are enjoying the game, which makes me enjoy the game. But and they said that they're gonna add a mode that is just like a survival mode, which that makes me really excited because that sounds like it would be very dynamic and like every game will be different. That's the difference between like a game like that and PlayerUnknown. I don't know exactly how my match is going to go in PlayerUnknown. I don't know exactly how my match in Paladins is going to go or Overwatch because it's 100% PvP. Like I'm fighting humans, but because I'm fighting AI, they're the same. They walk at me. Like they spawn from the little fucking tornadoes and they start walking towards me, and I'm just like, I gotta shoot it. Okay, I shot it. It's like it's not bad, but it gets stale. It gets stale real quick. But yeah, they did announce that they were working on a survival mode where it's more of a longer match, and it's more like, you know how you don't get to see like the heavier or more dangerous enemies until later in the game, like 15, 17, like power level. So if I can sound like Dragon Ball Z right now. But there's a mode that they said where it's just a persistent grind. During the day, you go out and scavenge, and during the night, you had better have had like some kind of preparation set up, because you're about to get fucking stomped by like some of the bigger things. So I'm at 4, dude. Like I'm at power level 4. Like that's how bad it is. I've been playing literally everything else. Been really getting back in the Wildlands right now, but. Yeah, I mean, I think when that mode pops out, I think I'll be pretty stoked to play it. However, I am a little concerned because by the time that comes out, by the time they put that in the game, Ghost Recon is going to have their PvP mode. People are going to be all over that. There was some other game that was coming out pretty soon that was pretty... Pokken. I know people didn't really like watching me play ARMS. I hope that you guys like me playing Pokken, because I'm going to try to learn that game ins and out, especially with Gengar. Gengar's my boy. It's my favorite fucking Pokemon. And he's in the game. That was what sold me on the Wii U. And then I found out that you had to have, like, if you wanted to play 2-player, one of the players had to use the gamepad as their screen. And I was like, I'm out. That's not competitive at all. That's fucking terrible. So now with this on the Switch, like, I was like, okay, all right, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. Gengar's the fucking best. Granted, he's like also one of the best Pokemon in like competitive Pokemon too. That just was a happy coincidence for me. I never really got that into competitive Pokemon, whether it was the card game or like the game itself. I watched a lot of people play the video game, but yeah, Gengar was broken. That guy's busted. Like, like I think Mega Gengar was banned from tournaments, like in Pokemon X and Y, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Pokemon X and Y, like you could not use Mega Gengar. He was that good. It is remastered graphically and control wise. So like, because they did everything right. So like, you have the ability to play with just one Switch. You have the ability to play 2 players, one on each controller. I can play, like, say you have your Switch, I can play against you with you using your screen and me having mine. Like, I can just play you like via Wi-Fi, or I don't think it's Wi-Fi actually. I think it's the whatever they use as the direct link thing. And then there was another way they had to play. Yeah, obviously have online. They did it right. Like, they didn't make it so that like you were stuck to like one thing. And when you hook it up to your system, like, obviously it's a split screen. It's not the bullshit where like one person has to play on the gamepad. When I saw that, I was just like, what are you doing? I saw that when that came out, and I was like, I thought you guys had the Tekken guys behind you making this game. So what the fuck happened here? Like, who was sitting around going, we want to make a fighting game that's kind of competitive. Yeah, let's force somebody to use one controller and make their opponent have the ability to use a different controller. That sounds balanced, right? That's fair. Is that fair to you guys? Yeah. Okay. All right. Like who? I don't understand how that no one ever said, hey, maybe, just maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe we should have one universal way for people to play multiplayer. And then they were like, oh no, you can still play multiplayer with the same control or with one controller, but what you got to do is you got to get a whole nother Wii U. You got to get another copy of the game and system link. I was just like, no one's gonna do that. Like, that's terrible. That's fucking stupid. So I don't know, man. I thought it was. I'm glad that they did all the things that they needed to do to make that game successful. So I will be practicing my Gengar. The only thing that sucks is my brother will probably also be practicing, because he actually was into that game but never picked it up for the same reason. We never really got into it. But he's just way better at fighting games than me, so he's probably gonna kick my ass. But yeah, that's that. Like, I'm pretty stoked about that. There was some other game that was coming out on the Switch that I was pretty excited about that's eluding me. Oh yeah, the fucking Mario and Rabbids game. Like, I don't know how to feel about that game. I love XCOM, and that game looks like a very fun, lighthearted XCOM. But I really, like, I have a problem when a game tries really hard to make me laugh. Like, it tries really hard on the humor department, and the Rabbids seem like it tries. The rabbits seem like that try hard, like, ho, isn't this funny? Oh, look, he's dressed up like Peach. That's so funny. Ho. And it may not be for me. Like, maybe it's directed at kids, and as I think it will be fine as long as I can do 2 things. If I can, it looks like you could. I'm pretty sure you definitely can make a team of just Mario characters. I don't have to have any rabbits in my team. I think I can kind of live with that. And the second thing is if I can play against other people online, like my team versus their team, we just take turns making movements. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Fuego Slush says, and I feel like Odyssey is not going to be good. I don't get that vibe from Odyssey. I think it's going to be more like Mario Galaxy than anything else. But I don't think it's going to be terrible. Like, I don't think it's going to be like, it's not going to be a classic for sure. Like, it's going to be in the realm of what was that game called? Mario 3D Land. That's where it's going to land. Like, it's not going to be bad, but it's not going to be great. It's just going to be like, it's going to be your average Mario game. Like, the whole hat thing is like, I don't know why people were like so pissed off at that when they first showed. I was like, every Mario game has had a new gimmick. Every single last one of them. Especially the 3D ones. The first 3D one was new, so it didn't have a gimmick. Then the second one had a fucking water jetpack. The third one had the whole 3D like tilt stuff on the gamepad. And then you had Mario Galaxy, which was the gimmick of like traveling between actual galaxies and all that stuff. Like, I don't understand why people are going nuts about that. It's the same shit. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'd rather just play a normal Mario game. But, I mean, this is a normal Mario. To me, this is like a normal 3D Mario game. It's definitely not a 2D Mario game, but I don't think we're going to see any more 2D Mario games. I think the fact that they released Mario Maker shut down any like any work on any 2D Mario game that they could possibly make, because at this point there's nothing that they could make that somebody won't just immediately remake and then put their friend code out for people to copy and play for free. Like, once they see, like, if they made a 2D Mario game right now, I guarantee you there's a dude bro out there, his name is Jimmy. He's been waiting for this moment. They're gonna make the game. Jimmy's gonna go, oh shit, I got Mario Maker on the 3DS or the Wii U or whatever, or probably whenever it comes out for the Switch. They're gonna come out for the Switch, has to. Oh shit, okay, well I'll just make it. All right, that block goes there, that block goes there, they'll just make the game, and then they'll just say, here's my friend code, here's the maps, download them. And then now Nintendo spent millions of dollars producing a 2D Mario game that no one's gonna buy. Like, well, one dude bought so that Jimmy could copy it from him. So there's that. The thought process there too could be that may be the reason why they haven't released it for the Switch, is so that if they do make, they have the ability to make 2D Mario games for the Switch, and no one can really copy them because the game's not there. Granted, they probably could remake it in Mario Maker for the Wii U and for the 3DS, but not on the Switch. So, I don't know. I think because they said that we're going to make this Mario game and then we're going to take Mario in a different direction. And I think Odyssey is that new direction, which just seems, as far as I can tell, to be 3D. Besides that, it's like 3D Mario, and there's the new gimmick. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. $60? Okay, here's my money. Like, so, I don't know. I'm a little bit more optimistic, I guess, for Odyssey. I hope it's going to do well. I hope it doesn't suck. But at the end of the day, we'll not know. We'll see. I feel like there was something else. No. So just, I guess I can talk about some future stuff that's coming up. So we're doing this podcast. Normally this is going to be on Thursdays. It starts at 6:30. The only reason I'm doing it today is because we missed it last Thursday, because I was busy. But I'm going to try to do these on Thursday. I'm going to get to that in a second. What I would like to do once I kind of get a decent amount of like community or I guess, I don't know what the term is, people watching, I don't know, viewers, is to kind of just have a segment here at the end where I can just chat with you guys, questions and all that stuff. Then I'm going to try to get, if I go, I'm kind of going back and forth about going to PAX. I have my tickets right here. But I'm just thinking that all the money that I would spend to go, I could use to just put that into the stream and put that into the YouTube channel. I kind of feel like that would be a better use of my money than flying out to Seattle and seeing like some indie teams, which I love it to death. I think I'm for sure going to be at OIX, so all the indie teams that come to Florida, I'll be able to meet those guys, which that'll be fun. But it's looking like it's going to cost me like well over $500 to go there and back, and it just doesn't seem viable. The tickets were about $50. The PAX, if you don't know what PAX is just basically the Penny Arcade Expo. So it's a convention where AAA companies, indie teams, everybody kind of comes together. They show off their games, they show off their tech. There's different other entertainment companies. I went to PAX East 2 years ago, got to meet some of the Rooster Teeth guys. It was cool, like a very cool like little venue, and I enjoyed going to it. It's just right now it doesn't seem like the best use of $500. Like I could spend that money on getting a camera for vlogs that I really, really, really want to do. Like it just seems like there's a better way to do that. And these tickets were the badges were like $48 a pop. So like I could just resell these and then use that money for something else, you know? So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I was talking to Tommy about that the other day. I haven't talked to Mark about it, which that is another big reason I wanted to go. Was Mark was also going, and Mark already moved back to Boston, so it would be like my rare chance to see Mark. But I don't know. Maybe I just come up there to see him. I think I prefer that over going there for PAX. Just travel up there to go hang out with Mark for like a few days and come back. But yeah, that's where my head's at as far as that's concerned. As far as the stream's concerned, I would prefer to do one of these instead of doing an hour-long one. Part of me wants to just make smaller ones, do this every stream. At the beginning of each stream, just kind of do like almost like a news breakdown of all the gaming shit that's kind of happened throughout the week, or throughout the day, I guess, if I'm doing it I stream on average like 4 days a week. So, I don't know. I think that would be better for YouTube side. I think that would be better for some of the people who maybe can't make it out on Thursdays. That way everybody can kind of be in the convo. Yeah, I don't know. I have my Discord open. I'm going to make it nicer and like have some more stuff in there. Have a little place for, I think I'm going to make a suggestion box text channel so people can just throw stuff in there. What kind of stuff you'd like to see or like fun stuff. I think for sure, if I can get enough like party games like Panic Attack, that game looks so fucking good. I cannot wait to play that with you guys. But if I can get more games like that I can really get like more like Gang Beast. There was another game. I think it was Move or Die. I think that'd be fun. Be really fun to play against people, like golf with your friends, shit like that. Shit that's just super chill games that I get to play with you guys that are usually generally pretty cheap that I can buy a bunch of copies of and then like give them away, and then you guys can play with me. It'd be a lot of fun. Not like that. Get your mind out of the gutter. You're not gonna put your hand back. Okay, all right. But yeah, that's where my head's at. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm forgetting to talk about. I don't think so. Anywho, thanks for watching this part of the show.